We are meeting with Dr. Joe Pizzorno today in his living room overlooking Lake Washington in Seattle. Dr. Pizzorno is a naturopathic physician, author of the Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine, president and co-founder of Bastyr University, editor-in-chief of the Journal of Integrative Medicine, and author of the Toxin Solution, an 8-week program to detox your life. Dr. Pizzorno and his expert team worked with Galahad Life Sciences to examine thousands of peer-reviewed articles, scrutinize more than 500 studies in detail, and guide us on our journey as we developed a new mineral electrolyte that improves mitochondrial function. He is part of our quest to live long, live well. This is the third of a series of conversations. In this episode, we talk about his book, The Toxin Solution, an 8-week program to detox your life. Please leave your comments below. Dr. Pizzorno and I will do our best to respond to your questions. Stay to the end and we will offer his book at a significant discount. We do not offer medical advice here. We are here to clarify thinking about one of humanity's greatest challenges, aging. That gets us to one of the points that I was keenly interested in was your Toxin Solution book, which, by the way, I'm going to ask you to sign it after our interview. And it's not as dog-eared as some of the books I have, in part because I was preparing for this interview, and I was also looking at saving parts of it so I could go through the detailed prescriptive the 8-week program that you outline. But I'd like to have you give us kind of an overview of your book. And I know your perspective is you got to prepare your body first,
right,
before you get rid of toxins. So maybe you could
thank you, Dave. I appreciate being able to talk about this. So as I was finding more and more research about environmental toxins, I was realizing people need some guidance what to do about it. And while a lot of people get into, well, I'll do this detox program or that detox program, I've seen a lot of patients over the years, and I've seen people go on a detox program where they start to loosen things up. When the body doesn't have the ability to get rid of them, they make themselves sicker. So I said, here's an 8-week program. For 2 weeks, first thing we do is teach you how to avoid the toxins. Okay, because no people will point going to a detox program, keep putting toxins in. And it's also, there's this really interesting insight that most people aren't aware of. When you think about toxins, there's 2 classes. People think, well, metal versus chemical. The better way to look at it is persistent versus non-persistent. So non-persistent means that it's a toxin we're exposed to as a species, like arsenic. We're really good at getting rid of arsenic, okay? Or maybe a chemical that was very similar to something like that. But then we have and so the body gets rid of them in hours to days, sometimes a week, but hours to days. Then on the other hand, we have these persistent toxins, which are all pretty much new to nature molecules produced by humans, typically halogenated, an organic compound, like put in a chlorine ion or bromine or hydrogen, where the case may be, or fluorine to make it not stick, or like heavy metal like lead or cadmium.
You talk about the forever chemicals that
we weren't exposed to them. We have great difficulty getting rid of them. So it turns out if you get a really careful program for 2 weeks and avoid all the non-persistents, they're gone. And about half the damage in the body is from the non-persistence.
Because you flush them out of your body,
the body will
but you got to get rid of them first.
The body get rid of them. You got to stop putting them in. And which is harder to do than, and easy to say hard to do, because our environment is so polluted. Anyway, so
ergo your garden.
Yes.
There you go.
So by doing that 2 weeks, if they do it properly, they'll start feeling better already. Which now makes them more willing to do the more difficult part. You got to clean up the gut. Most of the toxic load to the liver comes from the gut. Then you got to clean up the liver, get the liver functioning properly. Then you've got to clean up the kidneys, get the kidneys functioning properly. Now we can then do their deep detox, saunas, and things of this nature. So by going through a little bit slower process, way more effective. You get less symptomatology, more of the toxins out, and better health at the end of it. But I'd say some people say, I read your book, it's great. I said, well, did you do it? Oh, no. I said, okay, do it. The people tell me who did it, they just have great results.
Yes. So the first step is to get rid of the toxins and identify them, where they're, well, I guess you don't really have to identify where they're coming from as much as just to make sure that you're getting whole products into your body.
So you have to look at where they're coming from, and also the packaging material.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of their foods are packaged in plastics and such. And I wrote an editorial and comment on that, and many of those things leach chemicals into the food that they're on.
Oh my goodness.
And the worst was those plastic wraps. They put a bunch of toxins into the foods.
Good to know. And then your cooking process
Yes.
is
There's a Teflon pan. Well, you get perfluorinates. I tell people, food doesn't the food doesn't stick to the pan. What happens is fluorine sticks to the food. The perfluorinates stick to the food.
Yeah. Wow. And then this 8-week program that you outlined is actually fairly complex. I mean, in terms of taking certain products, certain probiotics, and other things of that sort. I'm going to encourage people to take a look at that book.
Good. Thank you.
To actually understand how to, I guess, improve the function of the gut, and then the kidneys and the liver.
Yeah, so let's do an example of the gut.
Okay.
So what I do is I say to people, most people have the wrong bacteria in their gut, antibiotics and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what I do is I say, we use golden seal, good old golden seal. Because golden seal kills off the bad bacteria in the gut and doesn't hurt the good bacteria. I've used so many patients. So first off, it kills off the bad bacteria. Now, while it kills off the bad bacteria, you have to add fiber, because when the bad bacteria die, they release all these chemicals. And if you don't have fiber there to bite them, they go into your body and you feel really sick afterwards. Okay, so bite it. And then we give them good probiotics to reseed with healthy bacteria. So I just go through this process.
Yeah.
And then the liver, there's certain.
So that's fairly simple, but it's got to be done thoughtfully.
You got to be done. And use the dosage I recommend, because you have to use enough to kill off the bad bacteria, but not so much that you overload your body with preparing things like that.
Yeah. Well, and I really do want to encourage people to get your book, and I think we'll have a login or a URL below this YouTube, so that they can get the first 50 copies for $10. We'll ship it out to them, and
thank you.
And we'll have a list of people who are advocates of removing toxins from their body.
Great.
And if you have other questions or comments or whatnot, I really do want to encourage people after this to drop in, give us some comments. I'll share them with you if that's all right,
Sure.
and see what responses might be appropriate. And I think this intense detox approach is the first thing that most people try to do. They say, okay, I'm going to detox, I'm going to go into a sauna, I'm going to sweat it out. That's the last thing you do, right?
So you can go into sauna, sweat out, that's okay. But the other things that people do, it can be more problematic. But even with the sauna, it's much better if you prepare the body first.
Well, I'll advise my wife about that. We do saunas and cold plunge twice a week.
Wow, good for you.
And enjoy it. And Michael Rack suggested we do a red light therapy as well.
Nice.
And so I'm going to report back on those issues in later podcasts.
Yeah, saunas are great. Interesting enough, there's one toxin. Sauna's a good way to get rid of a lot of toxins. There's one toxin the saunas can't get rid of.
Oh, what's it?
You want to guess? I'm doing this to everybody. I'm asking. You want to guess what the one toxin is that does not go out through the sweat?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So I think of the kidney as our skin is like the third kidney.
Right. Yeah, so much flows through
The
there.
perfluorinates, those fluorinated compounds,
It's the
body-
Teflon and all that kind of
the
business.
half-life in the body is like 3 to 7 years.
Wow.
Because we can't get rid of it. We can't even sweat the stuff out. It is hugely problematic.
So now, does that make epigenetic changes to the body too? Then,
Yes.
so it could even carry on to future generations. Is that
Yes.
possible?
So there's actually research done in rats where they gave the pregnant women diabetogens. You know, talk about these diabetogens.
Yeah.
Gave them diabetogens, and then they looked at her children. They also had diabetes, and looked at her grandchildren. Children and grandchildren were not exposed to diabetogens. Even the grandchildren had increased, had some loss of the ability to metabolize.
So taking care of your body now, detoxifying, is actually good for future generations too.
So I something I used to say in my lectures. This kind of means I don't do it anymore. So I stand in front of people. I say, okay, here's all this research, and I show them research on, for example, the organophosphate pesticides and children's IQ. You look at how much organophosphate pesticides are in the pregnant woman, and then look at the IQ of their children.
Right.
Iron out all socioeconomic differences. children born to women with the top 20% of body load organophosphate pesticides have a 7-point lower IQ. 3 different studies have shown this. I haven't looked for like.
Yeah, but those can make life-changing.
Huge. So anyways, I stand in front of a bunch of doctors because I lecture on environmental medicine all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, everybody's telling us, oh, you're wasting your money and you're stupid wasting your money on organic grown foods. And I can look at them and say, not only are we smarter, but our children are smarter because we eat organic grown foods.
Yeah.
Big issue.
Yeah, you know, and this is a personal story. My prom date in high school, brilliant woman, has been looking at ethics of medicine and that sort of thing, living in Illinois, in the Farm Belt. Can you imagine what disease she came
Full of pesticides.
Yeah, she's Parkinson's disease. I think that's attacked her mitochondria, affected neurological as well as physiological characteristics. Absolutely wonderful person, and lost.
Oh, that's so sad.
But
such a waste.
Yeah, it is, and so I think we owe it to future generations to take care of ourselves too. So I want to encourage people to take a look at your book, The Toxin Solution, and what we can do to fix it, the 8-week program to detoxify your life.
Thank you.
Great book. I think it'd make a big difference. Joe and I are taking a short break. Our conversations will continue to explore his personal regimen to stay fit and healthy. Bastyr University, the leading integrative medicine university in the Pacific Northwest, he co-founded, and discuss the future of artificial intelligence in maintaining our health. Click below to follow the rest of the conversation.
For the